Yeah, what he's saying is base boxing basement triple B. All right, and please remember to hit likes and subscribes. It just helps the channel because there are haters circling around the small channels, hyenas, horrible people, right? I don't like reality. But yeah, so I'll just make a quick video on Sonny Edwards getting stopped by Bam Rodriguez. You know, I was looking forward to the fight. And to be honest, it was a great fight. A great fight. I mean, I thought Sonny would stand too close. He was standing too close to Rodriguez. You know, he should have boxed more at length. It's easy to say when you're out of the ring, you know. I think even Sonny said that, you know, he found it difficult because of Bam's speed and you close the distance. But you know, my my original prediction from 3 months ago was actually almost correct to the round, right? And I hate changing my prediction. I think it's weak. I think intuition is very important when you're predicting a boxing fight. But I was kind of swayed, you know, by Sonny coming on the show, you know. And there's a lot of talk, a lot of people predicting Sonny points and that he's a pound for pound British master boxer. But you know, I thought Sonny. The main thing is he showed a lot of heart and he's very gutsy. And I got to be honest with you, I thought he would. I knew he would. Why? Because you know he had the guts. Yeah, I don't agree with him trying to dox a triple B, but at least he had the balls to ring up the triple B, albeit on a burner phone, right, and try and dox him. You know, he had more guts than idiots, imbeciles like Max Jenkins and Spencer Fearon. He didn't have the balls. They tried to get Sonny to do their dirty work. You know, so Sonny has always been a gutsy guy. He doesn't mind rowing with people on Twitter. And he was on Twitter soon afterwards, you know, and he's got that, you know, when someone is happy to admit they weren't good enough and happy to admit, you know, oh, I got shown up, whatever, I had defeat. He's got that. I mean, obviously, I guess I'm not getting any part of Sonny's bag now because I was hoping he'd win. To be honest with you, you know, I mean, the problem with Sonny is he's got a very likable side when he can be based, right, talking about the agenda, the powers that be, you know, and he can be quite personable and quite funny. But there's the other side of him, you know, the kind of slightly vicious side, you know, and picking on individuals that are, you know, that are not in the league, that are not people that can chat. And that includes Bam Rodriguez. Bam ain't got no chat, but he can fight, right? He can fight. And I thought Sonny started pretty well. Yeah, I thought, to me, he won 2 of the first 3 rounds. I thought he won, I think, the 6th round. But his eye got busted up. His face got busted up, right? And, you know, it was round 2 when he first got a cut. Now, Sonny says he got, you know, he got double vision in his eye from round 2. And that's difficult to judge the distance, so I get that. Yeah, he was very humble, like Gay J, humble like Gay J in defeat. But, you know, the main thing about the fight was, firstly, it was exciting. You know, it was a war, which surprised me. I thought Sonny would use his footwork, yeah, his speed, his accuracy to outbox Bam. But, you know, Bam was, I thought that maybe Bam was going to have done the weight badly. And Sonny's camp looked great. You know, he had a great camp. He looked in great shape at the weigh-in. So I believed, although I think it was a ceremonial weigh-in, one of those fake weigh-ins where you don't actually see them make the weight. You see a pretend weigh-in later. I don't agree with that. I think it's disingenuous. It's lying. We will need to see people get on the scales to make the weight. And Sonny stuck some on Bam. You know, I thought it was funny when Bam, I think he sticks his tongue out and gives it the big one, and Sonny banged him on the chin, and he always came back when he was hurt. He just comes straight back, but I don't know, man. It didn't look like the right tactic. As I said, I wasn't in there, you know, getting pressured. But Sonny, his features are not made, in my opinion, for taking punches. Like, he's got quite sharp cheekbones and stuff like that. And apparently he had a orbital fracture, an optical orbital fracture on his eye. So, it's not, from an early round, it's not easy to win that fight in the man's territory. And he would drop with a terrible, really hard knockdown. Like face down, ass up. When he got up quick, and he got pulled out in the end. Do I think it's the right thing to do? Yes, probably. I think Sonny would have gone on. I think he's got the heart to go on, but Sonny just doesn't quite have the power to keep aggressive fighters off him, like Rodriguez. He was just too aggressive. He walked through the punches, and Rodriguez didn't have a single mark on his face, man. And so obviously, Sonny won't be getting any of Claressa Shields' pum-pum tonight, thankfully, because he tried to hit her up. Remember, he tried to hit up Claressa Shields. I'm trying to get some. He's a proud oil driller, so he wanted to get some of Claressa Shields' pum-pum, but it's obviously not happening. It was dependent on the Rodriguez win. But overall, the main takeaway from this fight, and people often say stuff like, oh, he won more in a loss than he would in a win. I don't believe that. That's just another cope. It's another cope. Yeah, but win would have been much better. But he showed his guts. He did some hard shots. He got hurt. He was still in there. I don't know what it suggests about punching harder. I think it's if you do certain kind of PEDs and weights, and a certain kind of usage of weights, then he might be able to punch harder. But Rodriguez was quite vicious with his punches, and at least Sonny tries to talk out, people that use IV drips or PEDs. So there is a question of whether Rodriguez used an IV drip. Sonny made it quite clear in the lead up that Rodriguez was, linked with Victor Conte, the dodgy guy, the snack guy, and was using his services for an unfair advantage. And I do believe that's true. You, without it, would Sonny have had a chance? I don't know. Who knows? But when you increase, I took Dynamo once, right, and increased my strength, my power, my work rate. This is not while I was boxing. I mean later, by so much, PEDs and other forms of athletic enhancement like IV drips will make a lot of difference. When rehydrating. So there's still a cloud hanging over it. That did Rodriguez, take advantage of unfair systems to rehydrate himself properly, because he looked drained at the weigh-in. Even the so-called ceremonial weigh-in, he looked drained. I don't want to see no more of those ceremonial weigh-ins. They're fake, right? They pull them away from the... it's a UFC thing, which again I don't agree with. You should see them weigh in properly to see what their body looks like, to see how they've done the weight. And as I said, Sonny done the weight well. Rodriguez, I was also thinking Rodriguez might because he was quite fat at the press conference a few months ago, and I thought he was going to struggle with the weight. I was wrong, but what is that? Because he's got an IV drip, rehydrating him, possibly. And Sonny was very honourable afterwards. And in interviews, and you'd expect that from him. Because he can. There's a bad side to Sonny. There's a sort of vicious, spiteful side with a forked tongue, but there's also a very honest side to Sonny. But yeah, I do think if that's true, that Rodriguez has been linking up with Victor Conte, that gave him a big advantage. And the bill was. I mean, it seems to be very hard for a lot of guys to come over from the UK or any other country to make a dent in US fights. Junaid Boston, they're not really that good. Peter McGrail, who's a big prospect, got ironed out. Sonny got a beat down. I don't know what's going on, but I smell a rat. I smell a fish. And I hate that the old school, like, oh, well, you need to come to America to it. No, why should you? Why didn't Roy Jones fight in other people's countries? I mean, he did later, but why would you always have the home advantage? Why is it okay to have the home advantage? America's not the center of boxing, and it doesn't matter even if it is the center of boxing. You should not have an advantage because of that, man. But yeah, it's all about money. But what happens next with Sonny? I think there's a Yafai fight coming up, but there's not a lot of money to be made in the lower divisions. There's not a lot of big fights. I mean, who cares? Some people say, who cares about the low weights? But, who have you got to offer? You need a rival that can talk, a rival that can pick up a fight. I remember back in the day, Duke McKenzie, Dave Boy McCauley, they were involved in good fights, but they never got paid. The low weights just don't get paid. Just don't get paid. Because people respect them less, naturally, because they're small. They get a slap from the local bully, right? And that includes Jesse Rodriguez. How good is Rodriguez? He's clearly... I like him as a person. And he clearly is vicious and he can punch. He's only 23, but he's still a manlet. He's still a midget. So we'll see what happens. But Sonny, well, I would suggest his next move is to move up or down. He talks about moving down a weight. I think that's too much, but moving up or down a weight, But what you need is a big rival, And it's possibly one of the Yafai. But I think the overall takeaway from the fight was Sonny showed guts. And we knew he has guts. Right? It was an exciting fight. I didn't watch it live. I watched it the next day, but I wouldn't say I'm on the edge of my seat. But, I was involved in it. You gotta give him credit for that. Guts are very important. Guts, strength of mind, strength. What do Americans say? Intestinal fortitude is admirable. But I hope Sonny's all right. I mean, his face is not too bashed up. Where is he going now? I don't know. There's just not that many big fights in that division. Maybe should fight Charlie. I mean, a brother v brother fight. Has that been done? Would it bring interest? Yeah, it would. So that might be interesting. Even though Charlie Edwards looks like an aging rent boy who's past his peak. He's like 30. And when he was 21, he would probably get paid quite a lot to be rammed in the wrong one. But now he's aging and he's got stupid tattoos and a stupid haircut. But it, that would be a seller. Surely it has to be a seller. Two brothers fighting. Like, we'll never get like Vitaly or Vladimir fighting, right? But I think at this level, something can be pushed. I don't know, man. But anyway, as I said, I was sad to see Sonny lose. I was supporting him, despite the haterism he showed to the Triple B. He still gave me £8 and came on the live, so that's pretty sweet. I mainly admire his guts, and I don't think there's anyone who watched the fight that didn't have a more positive attitude to Sonny than they did before. And good luck to him. Good luck to him. Peace in the Middle East.